Do you have an old VHS or video 8 or digital 8 or DV tape that you want to convert to digital file and maybe to upload it on YouTube? First, you need a device to play your tape. Usually it's the same camcorder with which you have recorded the tape, but if you had sold it a long time ago, you need to get one that's compatible with your recording. Let me start with this one. It is officially called DVC, Digital Video Cassette, but is commonly known as Mini DV. In the early 2000s, these cassettes were repurposed to record high-definition video in HDV format. To capture DV video, you need a FireWire port on your computer. Many modern computers do not have one, all they have is USB. There are a few DV camcorders that are capable of sending video over USB, so you may want to investigate this option. If you have a cassette like this, then your recording may be in either Video 8 or High 8 or Digital 8 format. You should not trust the labeling on the cassette. All of these formats are standard definition. The first two are analog, while Digital 8 is, well, digital. The best option to capture any of these tapes is having a Digital 8 camcorder. It would play Digital 8 recordings natively, and it will transform analog recordings into digital using built-in analog to digital converter. Then you capture a digital stream using a FireWire connection, just like DV. In fact, Digital 8 uses the same encoding as DV. There is no difference in quality between Mini DV and Digital 8. Many Digital 8 and DV camcorders have an analog to digital pass-through mode, which allows to use them as standalone analog to digital converters. Using pass-through works very similar to capturing DV video from tape, but instead of playing a tape in a DV camcorder, you play it in your analog camcorder or VCR. Capture DV stream with your favorite capture program. For example, WinDV works great on Windows and is free. The resulting digital file will be encoded in the industry standard DV format, which is supported by all major video editing tools. If you have a cassette like this, then your recording may be in VHS or SVHS format. If you don't remember whether you recorded your video in regular VHS or an SVHS, the best option would be to get an SVHS camcorder, like this, which will cover all the bases. VHS camcorders have no built-in analog to digital converters, so the conversion should be done using a separate device. Regular VHS camcorders have a composite video output, while SVHS camcorders also have S-video output, which offers better quality. For analog video capture you have several options. If you, like 17,000 of other YouTube viewers, think that this is an awesome looking transfer, look no further than a generic EasyCap or AV Grabber. It is sold under different brands for less than $20, hardware and software included. If all you want is to get a copy of your tape on a DVD, then you need a quality commercial software that does just that. I cannot recommend one at the moment. I personally use Total Media Package, but it is not offered for sale anymore. Good software will afford plenty of bitrate and will preserve interlaced structure of analog video. Now, if you are more like me and you want to convert your videos into an edit-friendly format, or you want to create a decent-looking deliverable for a video sharing website that doesn't look like it was uploaded in 2005, then your chances with off-the-shelf packages become slim. To be more specific, you want to capture your home movie in all its antiquated interlaced form and convert it into a butter-smooth 60p video. You want to crop normally invisible overscan areas and adjust frame proportions. You want to upscale it so YouTube afforded higher bitrate. You want to clean up noise. These demands are hardly met by consumer-grade packages. But I think that 90% of what professional hardware and software does can be done with consumer-grade hardware like Pinnacle Dazzle. This is Pinnacle Dazzle DVC100, an older version of the device that Pinnacle sells now. I bought it for $10 on eBay. I did not need software aside of the Windows driver, which I downloaded from the Pinnacle website. The link is in the description. I use this converter to digitize video from a VHS VCR and from a Super VHS camcorder. To capture from the VCR, I use traditional RCA connectors with composite video and white and red 2-channel audio. My Super VHS camcorder has S-video output, which provides slightly better quality than composite. But it has just a single monophonic audio output, so I'm using a Y cable to split it into 2 channels. Next, I start VirtualDub. In fact, I'm using VirtualDub 2, previously known as VirtualDub Filter Mode. It is a fork and a further development of the original VirtualDub and has more features. From the device list, I choose my device, Dazzle DVC100. From the video menu, I select Capture Filter and verify that video standard corresponds to my analog device. In my case, it is NTCM, which is the correct standard for North America. The VCR input checkbox may improve synchronization of audio and video, so it doesn't hurt to check it. Because my camcorder is connected over S-Video, I select S-Video from video source. In Capture Pin, I double-check the video standard and the frame rate, which should be 29.97 for NTSC and 25 for PAL and SECAM. Color space shows 4 character abbreviations of supported color subsampling schemes. Navigate to 4CC website for the explanation. See the link in the video description. In my case, Dazzle offers YU-Y2, which is a variant of 422 color subsampling, and I420, which is a variant of 420 color subsampling. For reference, 444 means that every pixel has complete brightness and color information. Only professional video formats offer this option. 422 means that color information is available for every second pixel, while 420 and 411 describe color information encoded only for every fourth pixel. I don't see a reason to choose a lesser format, so I choose YU-Y2. Next, I select frame size. For NTSC, anything that has 480 lines is good enough. See my video about frame sizes for details. I'm going to choose 720 by 480 as the most common and most compatible value, although if you don't plan to make a DVD, then 640 by 480 may be preferable, and it's easier to work with because it has square pixels. In Crossbar, I verify my choice of video and audio inputs and how they correspond to each other. Sometimes you may get video but not audio, so you need to rejiggle audio input and source settings to tell the app where audio comes from. Next, I choose compression format. There are many options from tried and true half YUV and Logarith to UT Video, Cedo-CEDA, Grass Valley or Cineform. I prefer Cineform. It's a well-established visually lossless intermediate codec. It has been purchased by GoPro several years ago and then open sourced. Virtual Dub 2 comes with a native implementation of Cineform, although playing videos encoded with this codec in other programs may be a nuisance, as GoPro doesn't provide a simple way to install just a video codec. What is left is choosing the output file. Now I'm ready to capture. The preview window shows video being captured, and there is audio meter on the bottom confirming that audio is being captured as well. After capturing what I need, I stop capture and exit capture mode. I can load the file I just captured to verify how it plays. So far, it is not ready to be uploaded to YouTube. The video is interlaced, the black bars on the sides need to be cropped, the noise has to be removed, the aspect ratio has to be corrected, and the video needs to be upscaled so YouTube would play it at 60 frames per second. By this point, you should either have captured DV or Digital 8 video over FireWire, or you should have digitized analog video using something like Pinnacle Dazzle. Let us open the captured file, possibly several gigabytes in size, and make it beautiful. For this exercise, I will use 2 videos, and I will be converting them with Virtual Dub 2, which is a fork and an improved version of the Virtual Dub, a tool that has been around for 2 decades. One of the videos is a VHS video, shot on an NTSC camcorder. Another is a widescreen video, shot with a PAL DV camcorder. Let me load the first video. I have captured it with Virtual Dub 2 and Pinnacle Dazzle. The workspace of Virtual Dub contains 2 windows. On the left is your source video, on the right is a preview of your target video with all filters applied. Right now both images look the same, because I have not applied any filters yet. When you have your video loaded, try to find a scene with motion. This scene would work, but the car is leaving the frame, so let me jump to a busier scene. If you watch this video on a small screen, you can see that this pickup truck looks fuzzy, has a sort of double image. It is called ghosting. Let me zoom in. Now you can see individual scan lines in a sawtooth fashion. This is called combing. When I advance frame by frame, the truck remains fuzzy, but the building on the back looks fine. This is because the building doesn't move relative to the camera, while the truck does. If you see combing on moving objects, it means that source video is interlaced. Each frame contains information from 2 fields. each field stores a picture taken 1/60th for NTSC or 1/50th for PAL seconds apart. This is a situation you will usually see when working with VHS or Hi8 or DV or even 1080i HDV and AVC HD video. The very first thing I do with interlaced video, unless I plan to make a DVD, I convert each field into a complete frame to get rid of combing and to preserve image rate of the original video. Virtual Dub comes with several pre-configured filters which become available when you switch into full processing mode in the video menu. From filters, select the interlacing filter. In the deinterlacing mode, choose one of the first three interpolating filters. The top one, YADIV, usually works the best. In the field order, choose one of the double frame rate options. Field order, top field first or bottom field first, is important for preserving the continuity of motion. There are only two choices for field order, so feel free to choose arbitrarily. In a moment we will verify whether it's a correct setting and we'll choose another one if the selected option doesn't work. Now when I advance frame by frame, I see movement in the right window for each key press, but in the left window there is movement for every other key press. This confirms my assumption that the original video is interlaced, and it proves that I have successfully converted each field into a separate frame. This is good. What is not good is that the track moves sort of 2 steps forward and 1 step back. This means that the field order that I chose doesn't match actual field order of the source video. This can be easily fixed by changing field order to the opposite. In my case, I have to change from top field first to bottom field first. Let's verify. Now the track moves forward with each frame advance. So this is the correct setting. What I just have done, I converted my 30 frames per second interlaced video into 60 frames per second progressive scan video that I can upload to YouTube, and it will not have ugly combing and it will be silky smooth. A quick note about YouTube: until 2014 it supported only video up to 30 frames per second, but since then higher frame rates have been added, so you can upload your home videos at full 50 or 60 frames per second and they would look the same as they looked on your TV played directly from a camcorder. I digitized my VHS video into a 720 by 480 frame, but according to several international standards, only 704 by 480 part of the frame represents 4:3 image, so I'm going to chop off 16 pixels on the sides. In this case, I have black overscan borders that are roughly the same width, so I can crop 8 pixels on each side. If my video was a little skewed, which often happens with analog video, I could instead crop, say, 9 pixels on one side and 7 pixels on another. The total has to come to 16 pixels. The remaining 704 by 480 frame represents 4:3 image. If you have originally digitized into 640 by 480 frame instead of 720 by 480, then black bars on the sides would have been removed automatically, and the frame would have been sampled with nice square pixels. Whichever frame size you have at this point, 704 by 480 or 640 by 480, it represents the complete 4:3 frame. If your video looks slightly stretched horizontally, right-click on the right sub-window and select 4:3 aspect ratio. Now it looks right. The next step is optional. In this step, I want to remove several lines on the bottom that show a defect caused by VCR tracking. But I cannot simply remove them, I need also to remove some pixels on the sides to keep the proportions of the frame. Dividing 704 by 480 gives 1.47, which is almost 1.5, which is 3/2. This means that for every 2 rows that I remove, I must remove 3 columns, so to speak. I want to remove 8 rows on the bottom, so I need to reduce the frame width by 12 pixels to keep 4:3 frame proportions. I'm going to lose some information, so it is a judgment call whether you want to preserve as much as possible or whether you agree to lose some image on the sides to obtain a clean frame. Another optional step is reducing image noise in the form of analog shimmering when pixels sort of sparkle sporadically. Depending on your source and on your capture card, this shimmering may be more or less noticeable. There are several filters that help reducing noise. One of them is Temporal Smoother. In my practice, strength between 5 and 7 reduces shimmering completely, but this doesn't come free. You may lose fine details and your image may start looking plasticky. It is up to you whether to use Temporal Smoother and how strong you want it to be. Next step is upscaling the video. This step is necessary if you want to upload your video to YouTube at 60 frames per second. YouTube enables 60 frames per second mode only for videos that are 720p or larger, so you should resize to at least 960 by 720 or even to 1440 by 1080. To do this, choose Resize filter, turn off aspect ratio control, and set frame size to 1440 by 1080. Now you have a nice 4:3 frame in HD with square pixels. According to current broadcast and Blu-ray standards, HD must always have 16:9 proportions, but YouTube is more flexible and allows HD to have any aspect ratio. The last step is verifying and correcting, if needed, black and white levels. 8-bit computer imagery use 0 for black and 255 for white, but 8-bit digital video uses 16 for black and 235 for white. This discrepancy can cause your video either to look milky with low contrast or, which is more likely, to lose detail in near black and near white areas. To verify the levels, temporarily add histogram filter at the end of the filter chain, then skip to a portion of the video with dark or black areas and check whether black starts from the very beginning. In my case, it does. So I need to sort of compress the luminance levels. To do this, I'm going to add Levels filter and remap 0 level to 16 and 255 to 235. Put it above histogram and verify histogram again. You should have some unused space on the left and on the right of the graph. Turn histogram off or just remove it from filter list, it is not needed anymore. Now let's choose the encoding format for the final render. ABC, also known as H.264, is a popular option. Choose 8-bit variant for better compatibility. Specify either desired quality level or bitrate. Do not forget a very important setting, sample aspect ratio, also known as pixel aspect ratio. This ratio defines the shape of pixels, whether the pixels are square or rectangular, and if they're rectangular, what are their proportions. In our case, we have switched from whatever pixel aspect ratio the original video had to square pixels, so specify 1 in both SAR width and SAR height. The final step is choosing audio compression. I choose a ubiquitous MP3 format. Considering that the source is linear VHS, I think that 160 kilobits per second is enough. This is it. Now I need to render the resulting video. I prefer MP4 container, it has more robust metadata support than AVI and is more compatible with my editing tools than MKV or MOV. This is how it looks like, ready to be uploaded on YouTube. The second file that I'm going to encode for YouTube has been shot with the DV camcorder in digital cinema mode. This means that the camera section was shooting at 25 full frames per second, but these frames have been sliced into 50 fields so that they could be recorded and processed in common at the time interlace format. When I advance frame by frame, I don't see any combing or ghosting. This means that I do not need to convert fields into separate frames, and I can treat source video as progressive scan video. I still need to crop 16 pixels on the sides if I want to obtain a frame with 16:9 proportions. I'm going to upscale this video to Full HD so that YouTube afforded higher bitrate for it. Histograms show that the black level is correct. Similarly to the VHS video, I choose the same H.264 encoder with square pixels. Do not forget to set sample aspect ratio width and height to 1. I will encode audio using MP3 at 256 kilobits per second. And I will save the resulting video in MP4 container. That's it. I hope that this was helpful. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.